And we are live. Hello and welcome to the Toonami Squad podcast sessions, episode 31st of 2019. We're back.
We're back, bitches.
Yeet.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yay.
No one cares.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Oh God, where's the salt?
On Twitter, considering how people reacted recently. But we'll get to that because we got a whole bunch of topics here today. To start off, not that big a deal, but a big movie, sort of, not really, came out. It's called.
We already screwed up the intro. We didn't introduce ourselves.
do the intro.
We didn't even do it. No, we're gonna get right back in. Let's get right into the topics.
I'm going
to
to
the intro
first, and then we introduce ourselves.
Yeah. You never said that. So it's Eric's fault he got screwed up.
Oh, I knew we were going to screw it up.
I'm doing the intro.
Great job, team.
Yeah, we did it.
You didn't specify that the topics were first, then we introduced ourselves. I thought it was always we introduce ourselves, then the topic.
That is totally fair, and
What a start to 2019.
yeah. Well, anyway,
Biggest fuck up.
let's make this right, okay? I am your host, Eric Casey, also known as eRockstar5 on Twitter. How's it going, everybody?
And I am Joshua Matthew, also known as UC_70056 on Twitter. I am the founder and creator of ToonamiSquad.com. Silver.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. We already screwed up.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised you could remember all those numbers even today, man. I can't.
Not even my fault.
okay. My name is Optimus. No.
We'll probably get copyright for that shit.
I'm Silver.
And he looks pretty.
Sweet.
No. Shut up. Go to hell. Just for that, I'm not talking in English.
Do we have somebody who can translate Spanish?
I can.
Silver.
Don't worry. I got you. I got you, man. I got you.
Usa Google.
Thank you, Steven Phantom.
Go, Sam.
Sam one.
I'm Sam. I'm still getting over a cold.
Sam two.
I'm also Sam. It's not a.
We cannot hear you, Sam two. Speak louder.
I'm also.
We cannot hear you. Speak louder.
Okay, you know what? I don't know if you guys are joking. If you're actually being.
Oh, no,
we're
I
your audio-
really can't hear you.
Yeah, your audio significantly went down from when we went live, apparently.
You
Yeah.
sound
know
really
why.
far away.
Okay, how about now?
Nope.
Still.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll try to
An
bump you up.
commercial now.
Wait, am I good now?
Still low, man.
Extremely low.
Wait. Is it fine now? Still?
No.
This is like the AT&T guy, man. This is the AT&T
You
guy.
hear me now? No. You hear me now? No.
What the hell is the mic?
I need to.
Who the fuck is Ariana Grande?
How about now?
She's
That
a really,
sounds
really hot
better.
singer, dude.
A
That
little
lot
bit.
of people
Off
wanna have
topic.
sex with, but
How about now?
There we go.
I speak truth, man.
Wait. Is it good now?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're good
we
now.
can hear
Yeah.
you. We can hear you. That's good.
All right. I'm Sam, or on Twitter I'm Sam because Phantom won't shut up. At Samster299.
It's
I
true.
think he just dropped again.
So this is how you do it. I am Shadow on Twitter.
Perfect.
Done.
Beautiful.
The only person who got
Beautiful.
it right.
My
That's
name
I'm
is
my
T-
best.
My name is Steven. Twitter, ISRSO5. Lord of the Typos.
And I'm just Phantom.
And
Yeah,
after
you
that
won't
totally
shut
botched intro, and that's
We did great.
So we all fucked up. Instead of Shadow, you did
job.
good. You did a good
Okay.
job, Shadow.
I'm bowing. I'm bowing. Yeah.
But with that, we are back, and as I was saying before, we got a bunch of topics for you. And the first topic is this little movie, as I was saying before, not that big a deal. It's some property called Dragon Ball Super Broly. I've heard of it.
It's like some independent movie, right? Like,
Yeah, it's no big
independent
deal. It's no big
anime.
deal, guys.
It only did like
Independent anime.
29 million. It's just.
that's not big.
100
it's
million
not
worldwide.
Please.
I mean,
Does anyone
I
else
mean-
feel sorry for the guy, man? Does anyone feel sorry for the guy that he gets on keeps on getting murdered by these people over and over again? Like, I feel for
He
Broly.
didn't get murdered this time.
Well,
Well,
it's a spoiler.
I totally
Dude,
agree.
even if he does get
Spoiler.
murdered, he's gonna come back, man. If he gets murdered, he's gonna come back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They'll find like his hair in some type of space.
I mean, that's
I
fair.
think
They have the Dragon Balls to fix
YTL,
anything.
we said spoilers were okay.
Mhm.
Just FYI, we would talk spoilers, but one person here has still not seen it.
I was not informed of that.
I
I've
wonder
never
who
seen
it could be.
Well, if it makes
I
you
don't
feel
know.
better, he wouldn't be able to die anyways because they need more money. So,
it's
Well-
one of the Sans.
Well, I'll put it
Well,
like
you
this.
see,
We-
I
we won't-
saw it tonight for the second time, so I'm pretty fresh.
Maybe there's a third Sam in our group.
Conspiracy theories arise. But
It's the original one.
Oh, hey, PSA, somebody illegally posted the movie online
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
literally
Yeah.
everyone. That's literally
on
everyone.
Facebook.
No.
Fucking news.
So,
they don't even hide it on Facebook.
well, let's not promote that fact, and let's
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
obviously keep spoilers to a minimum. But for those who have seen it and keeping spoilers to a minimum, what did we think of the movie? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Well,
Can I
I'll
start?
say-
Yes, that's Silverstar. He's the biggest Dragon Ball fan here.
That's
It
fine.
is visually the most stunning Dragon Ball movie out of all.
I don't understand if that's sarcasm or not, but continue.
It is visually the best Dragon Ball movie out of all of them, just for sole fact that there's a difference between TV quality and movie quality.
Well, that
Like,
was also
out of-
shown in the old movies too, but just to a lesser.
We talking like Battle of Gods or Resurrection F, or are we talking like the '90s movies that were like looked
Yeah,
like
no.
cheap
Battle of
OVAs?
I would
That was-
say,
yeah,
like,
Resurrection F had good quality. And if
I
you
would
compare
say- no,
some of the
actually-
movies, some of the old '90s movies to some of the old
I'll-
Z episodes, you'd see.
I'll put it like this. There's 20 Dragon Ball movies, and there's only 2 of them that visually look different from the show. Like, all the other movies just look like the budget is slightly higher. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a slightly higher episode budget. pretty
Yeah,
much.
Battle of Gods, it's just basically what if they did Dragon Ball Z in today, so it's really not that much. Resurrection F the same. Dragon Ball Super Broly is the first visually different Dragon Ball movie since Path to Power.
I have not seen
And the sad
Path to
thing
Power.
is, Path to
Pretty
Power
much
was the
GT.
only different looking Dragon Ball movie.
Here's the thing, though, that was made to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Dragon Ball, which at the time GT was still around, so it literally looks like GT. It's animated like GT.
It does look like GT, but you can still
It's
like
animated
see a
like
different.
GT.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do see a visual difference.
Mhm.
Like, that's just what I mean. Like, visually, most Dragon Ball movies look the same, even the modern ones. The Super Broly movie is the first one to just look different, for real,
Yeah.
for once.
And I also want to say that at certain points and especially the newer movies, like the CGI has been terribly noticeable at times. This one, it actually blended with the
It
animation
looks like an
better.
Arc System
Yeah.
Works cutscene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can still notice the CG, but the art style
it blended in with the whatever animation style that they went with for
Yeah,
this
it
movie.
blends with
Yeah,
the art
yeah.
style.
Yeah, it blended much better. It wasn't as noticeable, which I will
Yeah.
give credit to.
Well,
Um,
I'll say that it is my favorite Dragon Ball movie, and all that. That can be a pretty hot topic, I know.
mhm,
But and I'm not really a fan of Broly in the first place. Like, yeah, the first movie was OMG, he's so cool, and oh, look at him like beat everyone. But I was more of a fan of Fusion Reborn than the original Broly. So much so
really?
that
Huh.
yes, and I so much so that I saw those old remasters and when they put them in theaters, where it was
Hmm.
Bardock and Fusion Reborn, and just seeing. Oh wait, no, this is a spoiler. I can't say that. Never mind.
Good catch, good catch. But we hear you. That's interesting because I didn't mind Fusion Reborn. It was okay. Even the original Broly movies are okay. Um, my opinion of the movie was that the animation was great. The story just felt like a generic Dragon Ball episode, though, in my opinion.
Because he cry. That's why he hates it.
Do you guys feel any sympathy for the poor man who's been killed and beat up like in like 8 of the movies now, or it's like an ungodly amount of these Dragon Ball Z movies? Poor Broly just gets bullied at this point. I mean, I feel sorry for the
Well,
man. My heart goes out to the guy.
I mean, you actually kind of care for him now in this movie. The other
Yeah.
movie was just like, oh, look at that Hulk go.
Yeah, I
Well,
know, but at a point you're digging up the same grave over and over again. The poor man
yeah.
got screwed over in the first movie where he first appeared by his father, and like was tormented terribly. And then they like keep on rehashing the same misery over and over again. I can't watch another Broly
Well,
movie without feeling terribly
another
sad for the man.
thing. No, but the thing was that he was like really uncontrollable and would always like
Because
suddenly
his father was an asshole who like tortured him with the crazy green gem or some crap like that.
Yo,
I
Sam,
don't know.
In the
Sam
original movie,
too.
yeah.
You you sound pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about now?
Good.
A little better.
Yeah.
I'm literally because I'm using a Bluetooth headset that I normally use with my phone, and like it was sounding fine earlier with both of them on my ear, but apparently not. So now I literally just took the one with the mic and I have it like right by my mouth.
Well, it keeps dropping. It'll come up,
It's
then it'll go
it's
back down.
probably because my hand's constantly moving, because like it's a pain to keep this.
Oh, I'd imagine it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much full Star Trek with it. Whenever you talk, just put it up as close to your mouth. You know. But
I feel sorry for the guy, man. I feel sorry for the guy. My heart goes out to him. That's all I got to say
Well,
about that matter.
I would say the original movies, not so much. I kind of felt like
He was innocent from day one, man.
No,
His
no,
asshole
no.
dad screwed him over from day one, and then he was tormented constantly.
I'm not denying that, but I'm just doing a compare and contrast, and I like what they did with Broly in this one. I think you actually cared about Broly more in this movie than in the original movies. The original movies, Goku's crying the entire time, and that's why he hates him. It's fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually
Um,
humanized him.
yeah. And I actually kind of, even though it's funny how the Frieza people,
Oh no.
yeah,
My Bluetooth headset is dying,
Oh
Well, we
no.
can get
and I
a
can't
lot
use it as it's charging.
Press F in the chat, boys.
Yeah.
yeah.
better. You're a lot better now, though.
Well, let's see.
Respect.
Let's see how long it lasts. Let's see if we can bang
No, it's gonna die pretty soon. I know this.
Oh god.
this.
Is
Okay.
there
I'll be right back.
okay?
Okay.
But as I was saying, I thought the two characters that befriended Broly, I thought I thought they were kind of good. Giving some humanization to Broly, and actually helping you kind of connect with him a little bit.
Give him some love. Give him some
Yeah.
hugs.
I do have like two complaints.
Yeah.
One, maybe it's me, but I feel like I feel like you Okay, so Broly's two companions, the girl, I feel like
Yeah.
her ass got more screen time than Bardock.
I mean,
you ain't wrong.
I mean, come on.
you're not wrong because pretty much that turned into a meme for like a week.
Okay, I get it. It's nice, but come on. Bardock's like,
Yeah.
give him a hero's that, okay. I mean, it's just,
Hey man, you gotta
she's
appeal to all
cool,
audiences,
but
man. You gotta
I-
appeal to
Like
all
material.
audiences.
He's
There's
I
special
get
interest
that.
groups, man. You got special interest groups, man.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm not saying to decrease the amount. I'm saying like equalize it a bit.
Hey, she's waifu material.
Like
Dude, special interest
I don't
groups,
know.
man, I'm
Show
sorry.
Bardock going to the sky and then preparing the attack and then just launching it. No,
Yeah.
her ass gets more screen time. I mean, come on.
Would you prefer
Yeah,
that
no, I agree with
Broly?
you.
Should Broly get his ass more screen time too, to like even it out? You know, the genres.
No, but you see plenty of you see plenty of Broly. You see plenty of pecs. You see plenty of muscles. You see plenty of abs.
All right, I'm
Plenty.
back.
I feel
I'm
like
back.
I feel like another special interest group really would like to see Broly's butt, but like just for the
Can y'all hear me?
You can.
Yes.
There's also plenty of fan service for the ladies, especially like in the credits where
there you
Gogeta
go.
just
There you
goes
go.
like,
That's a
"Boom!
spoiler.
Check out my pecs."
Oh yeah. So there we go. It all balances out. So the butt.
Yeah.
No, but let's not forget freaking Chilai's ass shows up more than
I
freaking
know.
Bardock.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well,
come on.
yeah. No, I hear you. Silver, what's your second criticism?
My second criticism is, this is actually that this is, I think this is the one thing that the original Broly movie did better, and that's to establish why Broly has this immense power from the get-go. Like in the original movie, he's the legendary Super Saiyan. That's why. And
Well, that
in
no
this
longer
one, it's
exists.
just, and in this one, it's just like, no, he was just born crazy strong.
Well,
He was tortured by his father on a necklace.
well,
I mean-
hang on. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't
it
just
is.
that though. No, that definitely plays a role, but part of the reason why, like he was just born super strong, sure, but they actually explained it a little bit where I thought it was actually kind of interesting and done better than the original movie. Because the original movie is that he's the legendary Super Saiyan. That's the only explanation. In this movie, they kind of explained it that the reason why he kept on getting stronger was because he was kind of like a humanoid or Zaru form, just constantly getting stronger.
Wait. Hold on.
You're kind of like going into details. I thought this was a non.
Hold up.
That's a spoiler.
You spoiled a bit too
Wait,
much.
hold up. Let me go back to the first movie. The first
Thank God
movie,
I wasn't paying attention.
the first movie, he
How
goes.
about you take some time and watch it?
Oh no, but the first movie, he goes to the homeland of the Saiyans, and they finds out like the Saiyan King, and Broly's his son. He presses like some weird button, and it turns into Broly grows like 3 feet up and out. Okay, and he goes insane. Okay, that's like the explanation of his power, basically. So how?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
is-
they cement the idea of legend. They at least they at least mention the idea of he may be the true legendary Super Saiyan. Like, I'm not saying.
I mean,
take off that necklace. He was a nice.
I'm just saying something to justify how stupid strong he is and how he can keep up with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue.
The guy, well, yeah, If Goku beat him before with the glowing green necklace, he needs to have like 5 or 6 of them now. Like,
Okay.
mm,
Those other movies weren't canon, just so you know.
I
yeah,
know they weren't canon,
that
but
was one.
Wait, what?
yeah, none of the other Broly movies were canon because he supposedly said it was like a bastardized version or something like that.
No, none of the Broly movies at all, except the new one, was canon.
Yeah.
None of the movies are canon, except
Yeah,
for
well,
the recent
Only the
ones.
Dragon Ball Super movies are canon within the
Yeah, but
story. The
if you're
original,
gonna
Battle of Gods and Resurrection
yeah, but if
F.
you're gonna
Yeah.
subscribe to that, then like that's just ridiculous. It's just that's just because the guy's angry. The guy who created DBZ is a little pissy and a little angry. Let's get real now, seriously. He got
No.
paid. He got paid for a Broly movie, so it became canon. Is that not the reason
Yeah.
why it is canon now?
Well, I mean, let's not. I mean, there a lot of things in Dragon Ball are made just because of oh, this thing's popular, fan service move.
Of
Hey,
course.
it's called an anime.
I'm just saying though, Broly in particular, the director guy who did DBZ didn't like Broly because supposedly he didn't get paid or something. Yeah, he didn't get
Yeah.
paid or some shit, and there was like a thing. So they made all these Broly movies. Then he got popular. Then he's like, "Shit, I got no more ideas. Let's do Broly." After I did a cat dude,
Well,
let's do
no.
Broly now.
From
I gotta
what,
get paid.
well,
for
hang
Broly.
on. From what I heard, it wasn't that Toriyama didn't
It was
like
his
him.
editor suggesting they do Broly.
Yeah. To my understanding, Toriyama didn't really care about Broly. In fact, I even
He
remember
didn't
hearing a
even
thing
knew.
that he was like,
Here,
yeah,
here's what's funny.
He
Is
didn't
that
even know it
he,
existed.
yeah.
no. Here's the
If you
thing.
believe that, you're delusional. You
He
should go.
designed. He designed Broly, like original Broly. He didn't
Yeah.
make the movie, but he designed him.
He
And
didn't
then,
write
like, when they
he didn't write the stories for the original Broly movies, but he
he,
even admits that he was like, I remember doing the designs of Broly, but what they used him
no,
for,
no,
I don't
no, no,
remember
no.
being
It was
correct.
like he didn't remember at all. He was like, apparently, I designed for him.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
it
He
was
even
kind of
admitted
funny.
that
Like they
yeah.
showed him a picture of Broly, and his first reaction was, "Whoa, he looks scary." What? Wait, did I ever make that?
Hold on. Are you
No, that
telling
was
me-
from the movie.
Wait, are you telling me this guy is either senile or he lives under a rock for the past 20 years? Is
The
that
thing
Well, I
about
mean,
Akira
he does
Toriyama
live
is that
under a
he's
rock like half the time he exists.
Also,
Like he
look at
never
the
leaves his house.
I mean, Toriyama is a very forgetful man.
What's a
He's
terrible
forgotten a
idea?
bunch of characters over
Yeah,
the years to Dragon Ball.
he
You-
retcons everything. Why do you think the
Dude,
beginning of the movie and all that is a completely different origin for Goku than like
yeah.
what's been established?
Yep.
Speaking of, now let me give a little tip for anyone. The beginning of the movie, like this isn't really much of a spoiler. It was shown in the trailers too, where you see Bardock and his
Mhm.
wife and all that. That's
Mhm.
not new. That was in a that was in a bonus manga chapter Toriyama made called Dragon Ball Minus, and no
yeah,
one liked it because like it retcon. It pretty much made Goku's origin story the same thing as Superman, like literally, like,
Yes.
yeah.
oh, we must
I will
save our
say though,
son. This thing, blah blah blah. Like, but
I
the
will
movie
say
version
though,
did it better though. But the manga was
exactly.
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, the manga one is like super duper duper straightforward. Like this is the origin. It's like 8 pages.
Hmm.
And it's very straightforward, like in a rush, exactly like Superman.
Yeah.
The movie actually you can actually see Bardock slowly coming into the conclusion, and oh shit, Frieza's gonna destroy our planet. And in the Dragon Ball Minus, he he he
He
never
was like, I
came into the
feel like we're gonna
conclusion. He
die.
just thought, I think we're all gonna die. Like he only
Let's send him
sent
off.
Goku to Earth like on a hunch. In the movie, you actually see him like, oh shit, this doesn't look good. We better
And here's
send
the
our
thing
son out to
too.
space.
Here's the thing too, is that like you kind of see him defending from after like Frieza throws a ball just like in the old Bardock movie, which makes me like kind of hope that like if they when they do a home release that it's like an extended cut and we like see more stuff. Like I
Yeah.
really hope.
That was that.
I'll
I
buy that
actually
in a heartbeat.
I wasn't sure to go into details about that, but that was actually one of my problems with the movie. Was that
No, Tori.
I actually felt the original Bardock movie did the origin story better.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I did.
I I I didn't mind that Bardock kind of had like this like weird hunch that Frieza was gonna blow up the planet and everything, and he did everything based on a hunch. But it just felt like Bardock just did that, and he was like, "I'm just gonna get Kakarot if nothing happens, like no big deal."
Wait! I thought he had a vision. I thought Bardock had a fucking vision.
No,
In the
no,
old
no, no.
movie, he did.
In the special, he did. Remember, that's not canon.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, it was canon.
This is like the Fate series, man. After a while, you just stop caring and just don't pay attention.
I mean, look, we're taking Dragon Ball seriously. Like,
Look, Shadow, let me help you.
I mean, I'm an Ava fan, man. I can't keep up with this shit.
Look, let me help you. The first 17 movies are not canon. That
This guy
includes
didn't
all
get paid.
specials.
anything, yeah, with
This guy didn't get paid.
yeah, right.
17 movies,
but yet
not
he threw all
canon.
the
None
shit,
of the
and he
specials
made all
are
the
also
characters, but he didn't get paid, so it's not canon.
The
you got paid
one
for art
special
design.
that's canon is the one special that never came to the U.S.
Yeah.
History of Trunks.
I'll just leave this at my opinion. The guy is great. I love him in his Dragon Quest stuff, but he should really go outside a little bit and smell some roses. Maybe see the cherry blossoms. Eat some fish. Get
He
on the
never
world, man.
goes outside.
That's what I'm saying.
insane.
I just hope that's not a good thing though. Okay, it's like being
Like literally, no lie. Like he won't even do Japanese events. Like that's how.
no, no.
reclusive he
I'm
is.
just telling him to walk down his local convenience store and talk to the cashier. That's all I'm asking him to do. Maybe see a few signs. Watch the news.
Hell no, they're depressing lately.
Not in Japan, man.
Well, hey, did you guys hear about the theory during the Tournament of Power that the angels are possible? Did I reveal this?
Oh no, that was debunked forever ago.
Was it debunked?
Yeah, it was.
Because-
What are you talking about?
Some angels.
Is it okay that I admit this? I guess so, since it's debunked technically, right?
It's debunked because
Well,
like they
don't say
lived
it
in
then.
the end.
Say it then.
Oh wait, I
Here,
just
I have
spoiled.
no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not sure. So the rumor, or a rumor that was going around, was that the angels, with like the gods of destruction, the angels that watch over the gods of destruction or whatever, there was kind of a rumor going around that they were plotting something evil.
Yeah, that was debunked because like tournament ended and everyone was fine.
Yeah, but there was a couple scenes with Elise in this movie that I don't want to spoil too much, but
Yeah,
What are you
canon.
talking
I
about?
kind
We
of feel like
seemed
there was
fine.
I kind of felt there was something nefarious going on.
There was
behind
not
the
like
scenes.
I was literally like what I literally watched this like a couple hours ago. He seemed fine. Like
Okay.
that was debunked
Okay.
forever ago. I'm just saying.
All right. So is that? I think. Does anyone else have anything to say about Broly?
Yeah, we
yeah.
should probably get a move on.
Oh, I know. One last thing. His power is maximum. Okay, I'm done.
F in the chat. Put the F's in the chat for Broly. He deserves it.
But he doesn't need it. His power's
No,
maximum.
Don't worry. He needs all the F's that he can get.
Also, his money is maximum right now.
Yes.
He's
Well,
fine.
this
He
movie's
can
making
afford the
bank.
therapy.
Well,
So
I would
anyway,
say
continuing on.
yeah,
yeah.
continue it on.
I would say that Dragon Ball Super Broly is fucking amazing. Definitely go see it. It's worth it. You won't be disappointed.
Fate Stay Night Heaven's Heel is better though.
Come on, guys. We need to be Pokemon the movie 2000.
We can
Oh,
do it.
you know, I think that's not
We
happening
got
anymore
this.
because
Shut up! I know we got this. We still have
we can
time.
dream. We can do it.
it's dying
Yeah.
down. It's dying down. I literally, when I was seeing it today, I
Dude,
was alone in the
don't
theater
compete with
for
Pokemon.
like
Yeah.
I was alone in the theater for like a good chunk of time, and I thought I was literally going to be the only one in this theater seeing the movie.
Sounds so depressing.
And then people eventually started showing up like in the trailers, but it was like barely much, like less than 10.
That's
So,
normal.
Hey, Shadow. Wait.
Well, here's the thing. When I saw the movie day one, because I saw it day one, that
Yeah.
theater was packed. What's
Mm.
funny was is
And-
I ordered my ticket online, and I was going in, and there was this huge freaking line in front of my theater. As I'm literally walking up to the door, I hear like the movie concessionist go like, "Anyone who's here to see Broly, we're sold out," and blah blah blah. and and everyone's just like mad, leaving line. I was like, haha, jokes on you. I got my ticket online.
And
Dude,
that's why you buy movie tickets in advance.
Dude,
Yeah.
you cannot compete with Pokemon. You should just give up, man.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. Okay.
I mean, Dragon Ball is bigger than Pokemon. Come
Don't you
on.
know it is not?
Okay.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it actually is
Ooh.
not in terms of like
I don't know.
mainstream popularity.
Dude,
That's a
Pokemon.
hot take.
There's a fucking lunatic people who play Pokemon, dude, and
Okay.
they have the merch.
Shadow, wait. You said not to mess with Pokemon, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Let me show you the list of all the movies Super beat.
And with that, we're moving
Resurrection
on.
F, Digimon, Spirited Away, Ponyo, and
We're moving on
Pokemon
to
3.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
Pokemon 3. That's only one. And Digimon doesn't count.
Anyway,
We are
Digimon
getting
don't count.
But it beat it.
Oh,
No!
man.
Okay, can we continue?
We're. This is not one of the topics. Do not go there.
I have 600 hours with this son. Don't.
We're gonna stay on this topic forever.
We are.
So this is the topic for tonight. That's it. This is the only topic we got tonight.
So go to the
Dragon
next
Ball
one.
Super
Thank
Broly
you for
special.
watching. Good night.
I got shit to do, so we need to progress on.
Yeah,
We
please.
can have Silver and Shadow can have this debate either over Twitter as a side topic on another day, but for right now we're moving on to the next topic, which is the current state of Toonami. Toonami losing 2 hours and shrinking back to 5 hours.
Rick and Morty's coming. That's why.
Yeah.
I hear this like echo in the background, and I'm just hearing Eric as like this announcer.
I actually hear it now.
Toonami cat loses hours.
Is that echo coming from?
Well, anyway, moving on.
So yeah, Toonami is losing hours. They're losing more hours because they lost 7 hours in this January, and then in February they're losing 6 hours. They're losing another hour.
They lost
Like-
2 hours.
What could it all mean?
And they
Like-
also lost the Toonami stream as well.
It overextended itself.
Yeah, you don't have enough
Basically.
money for the licensing.
Yeah.
So,
I think
Like-
what's happening is the same thing that happened when they expanded for the first time for 6 hours, and that's that they don't have the shows to sustain it,
This.
Well, the
especially
thing-
for the earlier hours.
Yeah.
the thing was Jason said the 9 thing was an experiment,
Yeah.
and
It was a
And-
failure.
I mean, you start off with Dragon Ball Kai, which, I mean, I guess.
Fine, but that's the thing. Like, I think people want to see the newer shows starting out instead of Kai and Naruto. You know.
I think he
yeah.
said it. I think he said it best. Is that when it came to the 7-hour challenge, they had no new content. They were literally relying on reruns to sell their early hour shows, and that's not how you get people to watch.
Well, they
Yeah,
I
also
think
started
it's
more.
it's an issue with it's both an issue of the shows they can actually run and what both new
Yeah.
and rating wise,
Not to
you
mention,
if you start Toonami at 9, you can't say let's put JoJo at 9.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
No,
when it comes to
oh.
the new content they had, they were really stretching their definition of new for early hour Toonami.
Yeah.
But
Dude, they should have just used My Hero Academia. Like everywhere I go, I see people like even normies like that show, and I can't stand it. The guy cries too much, but
I
everyone
mean,
loves that shit.
Well,
they did
and
try it
it's
at
not-
9:30, but the thing is that even at 9:30, I don't go by Nielsen ratings all the time, but if we're gonna judge it by a consistent rating, it always got trampled on by DBZ and Naruto.
Well, see, this is the problem that they have though. If you've watched what I want you to do, if you're bored, sick, or tired, anyone listening to this, go and just turn on Cartoon Network on for a whole fucking day and try to make sense of at least half of the shows that are on there. I mean, I'm not that fucking old, but holy crap, half those shows, I think I'm having an enema and a brain aneurysm at the same time. It makes no sense. Seriously, if you watch half the shows, Adventure Time, all this other thing, it's like tripping on LSD.
Adventure Time, you act like Cartoon Network still gives that.
To-
No, I'm kidding.
That's
To be fair, Cartoon Network has some like two good shows, and
No, let me tell you, Teen Titans Go. I can deal with the
that's
stuff that
Gumball
got
and
here.
Steven Universe. That's it. And
I thought Steven Universe ended like years ago.
no,
No,
it
they had a
it
special
and
recently. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but
surprisingly it ended. It ended now.
well,
Actually, no,
The
they're saying
story.
that they're still doing more. That consider it like the end of an arc or something, I guess.
No, it's problem is
wait,
basically they ended the entire story of Steven Universe now, and apparently there's another season
That's
coming.
Wait, why the
actually
fuck
not
are we
true.
talking about?
But anyway, we're not
Hey,
we're not
Yeah,
we're,
can
we're
we
not going
like
to talk
Are
about
we
this.
making a
okay,
yeah.
comparison?
We
so
are
so
off topic.
so
Are we making a comparison to
I'm
why?
just saying. No, I'm saying there's two different people who are watching Cartoon Network. You have the people who are watching that crap, and it's hard to convert that to My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and DBZ. You know what I'm saying? Like to get those people into
That's
that,
fair.
it's like you have a bunch of it's you're having two demographics. If someone wants pizza, the other one wants hamburgers, and no one wants a hamburger pizza. So you're kind of stuck in the middle of where are you going to go.
Well, anyway, back to the
well,
matter at hand.
another thing is that another thing Jason said was it's also kind of hard to demand someone to tune into their TV at like 9 p.m.
Yeah,
to watch anime when like most
watching anime
likely
early in the night is kind of hard to sell to people nowadays. It
here
made sense back in the early 2000s when literally there was no such thing as a Crunchyroll, but since people have the internet at their disposal, like getting
and
people to sit at those times just to watch some cartoon
and
that's a
here's the
rerun.
thing is that it like it was also kind of difficult because like you can't guarantee that you're gonna be able to watch at 9 like all the time because like that's still pretty early and say you're
Yeah,
out doing stuff like
you have
I'm
sporting events, you have
like
probably
I was
award
kind of
It's a
shows.
lot of competition.
yeah and
That's
here's the
all.
thing when they announced the 9 thing I was like kind of scared because I work like a lot, and if just so happen to work on a Saturday, we close our place at 11, and I'm not getting out till like almost 12. And if it starts at 9, I'm missing like 5 shows. And yeah, I have DVR for that, but like I like to tune in like right away. If it's starting at 11, that's better. I'm only missing like 1 or 2 compared to like 5 and then having the internet spoil it for me.
If I'm
So
being
like,
honest, I think like the earliest possible, like the very early limit for Toonami would be 10.
yeah, I
Okay,
was
Yeah, I
kind of
agree with
hoping
that.
like
I'm
at
trying to
least
say
like
something.
10:30.
It can't go earlier than that,
Yeah.
Hold,
Boss.
basically.
Yeah,
hold on, Jay.
10 is like the sweet spot.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I
even
was
then, it's
gonna say,
hard to
yeah, 10 is
keep that
still kind of
time
hard.
slot.
Yeah. Let boss talk.
Yeah.
While Toonami has been cut, reruns of Kai and Super still air at 8 and 8:30 on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Samurai
noticed that
Jack
too.
is still running at like the beginning of
Monday
the
through
night. I'm not.
Friday.
Yeah.
Because wasn't it the thing that like Samurai Jack past seasons was like remastered in HD or
Ye-
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it was.
They have the HD cuts now, and
They're gonna use the hell out of them.
well, they're free, so it's like what it's costing them literally nothing to air these.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
yeah,
gonna milk the
like
fuck out
I
of it.
just my only hope is that they don't go back to that early 2015, 2016, like 12 to 3:30 period
I'm gonna be honest here.
because
Like, I
like
really prefer a shorter Toonami because a longer Toonami, you got a lot of bloat. There's a lot
Yeah,
of filler content that comes on the block, and they don't really focus on like getting high quality shit. They always figure out like, okay, we're gonna grab popular shows, but we're just gonna grab some filler titles to fill in the later slots of the block, which I think is a waste of time. Just get focus on
well
the content first,
I
and
kind of see a thing for reruns because like oh sorry Steven you can continue what you were saying.
But
I
Oh,
wouldn't say anything.
Sam
well,
one.
okay. Well, I kind of see something in reruns because example was when they reran Space Dandy.
yeah,
I have not seen Space Dandy before that
Great
rerun,
show. Great show.
and same when they reran Fooly Cooly before the recent seasons because I have not seen
well,
Fooly Cooly
That's a
before
travesty. It's a
before they
travesty.
reran.
Well,
honestly speaking, my problem is that I wouldn't mind reruns if the back half of the block was more dedicated to like older shows. Like maybe they could pick up like an older cheap rerun that they could probably reacquire someplace. But
Like,
Inuyasha, Kenshi.
Okay,
We actually
not
have a question on
Inuyasha,
Twitter.
but
like a good
Tenchi, yeah.
Yo,
example.
hold up. We actually have a question on Twitter. Which
Mhm.
shows have the better reruns, Yu Yu Hakusho or Attack on Titan?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Well, I
Attack on
mean,
Titan is
they
hard
have
to
not
rewatch.
given.
What was the question? Which would be a better rerun?
Which
What is
show
better
has
rerun?
the better reruns, Yu Yu Hakusho or Attack on Titan?
we talking like ratings, or are we talking?
I don't
like,
know. That's
more-
What about the final act? Because the final act makes
Mhm.
Yu Yu Hakusho make sense.
Well,
No, not Yu Yu Hakusho. I was thinking about Inuyasha.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I
about
was about to
Inuyasha.
say.
yeah.
Inuyasha.
Yu Yu Hakusho, the final act.
Yeah. But the problem with Attack on Titan is after you watch it once, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't rewatch those.
Yeah.
I have all
Yeah,
the manga,
I agree with
everything.
that.
I'm an
I
avid
can't
Attack
rewatch
on
it.
Titan fan.
Yeah, whenever
I watch
Attack
every
on
season.
Titan
I read the
comes
manga.
out,
I'm getting
all
sick
right,
of rewatching season 3.
One at a time, guys. One at a time. It's clear that we're all in agreement, but one at a time.
Attack on Titan you cannot rewatch. Yu Yu Hakusho you can.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I'm an avid reader of the manga. I watch Attack on Titan. I'm a big fan, but I cannot rewatch season 3 over and over and over again.
I think the issue with Attack on Titan is that it's very reliant on twist story basically.
I 100% agree.
After you see it once, well, you already know all the twists.
Yeah.
Also,
Well,
like
I was
you have
actually
those
kinda-
opening songs too. Once they have that opening song, you're like, oh shit! After you watch it, like Kill a Kill, great rewatch in Kill a Kill.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have not
It's-
seen the rerun, only when they were.
Oh, you can just
doing it
rewatch it again, dude. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just it's one of those things where it doesn't get older. Attack on Titan. The only time I rewatched Attack on Titan, which I reread, is in the manga, which I'm not going to say anything about it. But I think if anyone's read the manga, there's a part where in the books, you're like, what just happened in these past 2 volumes? Like, what in God's name just went on? And you have to go back and read and figure out what the hell just happened literally the last volume before. And after you figure that out, you're like, wow, like, I start to not give a shit about everything I know about before. Where Yu Yu Hakusho, you have all the interesting characters, you have different arcs. I mean, arguably the tournament arc is probably one of the best animation things I've ever seen in my entire life. The tournament arc is incredible.
So like, if Toonami were to do reruns, I would like some of the rerun stuff they had back in like 12 to 14, because like someone like me who came in extremely late, like, and have not seen those. Like when they were doing season 2 of Attack on Titan, I had not seen season 1. So before they started airing season 2, I binged season 1 on Funimation before, like something like that. Like because I had not seen season 1 before when they were airing it.
It looks like it's a hard balance. From my perspective, I agree with the reruns, but I feel like they kind of. Damn, I hear that echo again. But anyway, just gonna roll with it. Sorry, our 6 viewers about the echo, but pretty much from my perspective with the with the reruns, I was gonna say echo. Is that I think Toonami does do rerun. They're too rerun happy at times. I feel like they do it too many times.
I mean, if they
the
do it
course
at
of the
the
year.
end, I don't mind. And if it's a good show, like,
because the thing is though too, that some of these shows they have them on the back burner, like Dragon Ball Z Kai, Outlaw. Well, I don't know about Outlaw Star, but like the big ones, you know, like Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball, and all that. They could throw those on at any time, and I feel like once a show ends, let's put something new in to to replace and try to draw more interest in everything. And then when there's a downtime with views, and if you need something to throw it in, then you throw in a Cowboy Bebop or an Outlaw Star,
yeah, but
things like that. You know,
those shows that you just mentioned, I think, are the critical parts. You don't want to have shows that are basically long arcs. Like, for instance, a great example would be Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, Black Lagoon. All these shows where they're kind of like one shots, kind of like how Futurama is. You can watch. Black Lagoon. I think it's Black Lagoon, right? Yeah, with Revy.
Well, Black Lagoon was it's like a medium size.
Yeah, well, it had it had 2 seasons, but most of the times you could get down the story within 1 to 2 episodes, sometimes 3. And if you missed an episode, you weren't like, oh shit, because if you miss an episode in a long running show, you don't watch it. Let's be fair. After a while, the interest drops, and you don't give a shit about it.
I think that's actually the biggest issue. If you're gonna have rerun slots, they have to be episodic shows.
Exactly.
Problem is, most anime aren't episodic.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Pop Team Epic is, but that's more of a sketch show than an actual show.
Yeah, just hear me out
Pop Team
here.
Epic is one of the few episodic animes of a single year, and that's a big thing.
No. You're missing out here. The most episodic type series are not shonen, because shonen you need to build characters. That's slice of life, comedy. All these like pointless low tier shows that people don't like are very episodic, and they make you feel good. Which that's not the audience, but I'm saying that's the primary episodic. Where slice of life shows are one thing happens. Cute anime girls happen, and then like the next episode's the same exact thing, but different shit happens.
Slice of life shows, yes, they're more episodic.
Another good one.
There needs to be like a balance, basically. Like,
we need to have a comedy.
It's an action block, but we need like.
Yeah, a good is like the lifestyle of high school boys. If you haven't seen that, it's on Funimation. I think it's on Crunchyroll too. It is absolutely hilarious. It's really good. It's like Nichijou. If you haven't, that's another show that should be on the block. Honestly, I think.
Yeah, because I felt like Toonami was modern day Toonami was going good when we were constantly having like an insert in. Pretty much each show was running through its thing, and then then that show would end, and then we had something else coming right down the pipeline to replace it, and it was just consistent from beginning to end, during the course of like a year or two.
But right now, there's so many long there's barely a change.
Yeah, no, that is a problem.
Also, it's all shonen. It's all goddamn shonen. We need to expand your guys' minds.
That is not true.
Yeah,
is Megalobots shonen?
Yes, it's shonen.
Doesn't feel that shonen.
It's a Senai, which is basically an older shonen.
It feels like Cowboy Bebop.
Wait.
What do you mean wait? I'm trying to speak, damn it.
You were gonna say something. That's why I said wait.
Oh, okay. So Hokage78 from the chat is suggesting that when Megalobox ends, the new season of Attack on Titan is gonna take over that time slot. So
cool, but can we have like something else?
Here's a little reality check. Megalobox ends the the 4th week in March. I don't know when Attack on Titan is scheduled to premiere. But if it's the 1st week of April and I thought they have a day 1 dub, that's cool, but that doesn't seem likely.
Wait, no, but I thought season 3 was already out because season 3 is a 2-core.
Season 3 took a break, so it'll be coming back in the spring season.
Yeah.
So season 4.
No, it's
season 3 part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds like they're doing season 4, but they didn't want to say
I'll just tell you right now, if you read the manga, like. It's so fucking confusing after that part. It just blows your goddamn mind. It's not like the good blow your mind. It's like why. It's when you see something strange walking on the street and you ask why is that happening.
Yeah, I heard this upcoming arc is not amazing.
Well, season 3 starts in April. Does anybody know if that's confirmed?
Well, they already have it dubbed, so there's not the issue. It's when Toonami gets it is the issue.
No, it's not even dubbed.
Yeah, it is. It's simuldubbed. It was simuldubbed by Funimation.
No. Here's the thing: is that season 3 is not finished.
Yeah, I know, but they have a 2-core. All the Attack on Titan seasons were 2-cores. If you wanted to buy their season, like if you wanted to buy the DVDs, they had part 1 and part 2.
Well, season 1 is 2 cores. Season 2 was just 1 core, and this season was 2 cores. But I'm guessing production fell behind at some point, and that
Oh no,
they
they reworked the story too, because the story the arc of the first season of Attack on Titan, first part of season 3 was completely reworked, because in the manga it was like a muddy pond, like trying to find
Jeez.
anything in it was really bad. So
I guess that's why season 3 felt really disjointed and all over the place.
no, it was, no, like he basically said he made peace with his changes in season 3 from the manga that was part of season 3.
Well, in my opinion, season 3 felt like I'm kind of getting Attack on Titan fatigue, because like
How many reruns does Attack? How many episodes in the rerun does Attack on Titan have left right now?
it's 12 episodes for the first half.
To be
And what
honest with you, if you
episode
read the
are we on
manga-
right now?
We
Too
started
many.
reruns in the last week of September, like on Thanksgiving, I think. So we started episode 1. There was 3 episodes and then a 2-week break. So I think we have about maybe 8 episodes left, something like that.
So do you
I need
think
to do
it's-
math.
So do you think it's possible once this rerun finishes, they'll start airing the new episode?
Oh, they're gonna put it up
That's
early.
impossible. I've done math.
Yeah,
I've
I
literally
apologize.
counted. I've literally counted when it'll end, and it'll end about March.
Yeah, but they're gonna move it up.
24th,
They'll move it up.
23rd. Yeah, 23rd sounds right.
I apologize. I had to step out for a bit. So what are we talking about now?
we're
Bullshit.
talking about the
Kind of got off topic.
Wait, hold on, what'd you
Toonami's
say?
shrinking. Well, we're talking about Attack on Titan and the block shrinking.
I hear
Toonami
someone playing
stream.
Kingdom Hearts in the background. I hear someone playing Kingdom
God
Hearts
damn it,
song in the
Phantom.
background.
Phantom.
That's a really good song, by the way. I love that song.
Anyway, bringing
And
it
we're gonna
back
get
to the
copyrighted
topic
for
at
that
hand.
shit.
We're not going to get copyright for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
we get
Disney and
copyright claims.
Square.
for
We're
Kingdom
getting
Hearts all the
copyright.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
it's Disney.
ID claims, whatever the hell they are.
That's
Those
fair.
stupid things.
Well, the
Content
like
ID,
the Yu
whatever.
Yu Hakusho rerun would be interesting. Like I would love for them to.
Well, they have not even given Yu Yu Hakusho in the first place. Well, since they came back.
I don't think
Yeah,
they,
I know.
I don't think they own the rights
So, like,
to it
if they were
anymore.
to play it again, it'd have to be from beginning, uncut, and probably HD remastered, like they did with Outlaw Star.
which
thing
which
is
I
that
wouldn't mind, but
The
that's a
thing
long
is
show.
that it's a long commitment for them to just rerun a long running shonen.
Well,
It
I mean,
works
like,
with
how
Dragon
many-
Ball because people will watch fucking
Yeah,
Dragon
they
Ball.
watch
Who
it.
the
Yeah.
fuck
How
cares
many-
about Yu
how
Yu
many-
Hakusho?
Well, first of
How
all, who
many
the hell
long
knows about Yu Yu
shows?
Hakusho? I mean,
How many long shows does Toonami have right now? Dragon Ball?
Way too many.
Yeah,
Naruto,
they have-
Naruto,
Let's see, they
Boruto,
have
I
Dragon Ball
counted
Super,
5.
Boruto, My Hero Academia,
Hunter
Well,
Hunter.
My
Black
Hero
Clover,
Academia has
Hunter
a limit.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter is actually coming to an end
7.
soon.
Huh?
7 long-running
see,
shows.
this is
Well,
the
Hunter x
Yeah.
Hunter is coming
That
to
is
an
a
end
huge
soon.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, after all these things go, hopefully it will become, because like when different shows end, they're going to definitely move up Attack on Titan, because people want to see Attack on Titan go to bed. I mean, let's be real now. Personally, after
Well,
starting
it's
reading
never
manga,
going to bed anytime soon. I mean, if you read the
No,
manga,
no.
the
I'm
anime
talking
has,
I'm
like,
talking about people watching the show and then them themselves going to bed.
oh,
Like not the series. If people like, you know what I mean, where you want to get in and get out type of thing. If you want Attack on Titan, they want to put it in the front of the block, get the most popular shows at the front of the block, get the big hitters, and then tail down rather than have someone have to wade through like a bunch of mud to get to what they want. So if Attack on Titan is going to be moved up, just like Sword Art Online will be moved up if that comes, My Hero Academia will get moved up if that comes. All these big shows will get moved up simply because they're popular.
Oh boy, do we have an announcement for you, Shadow?
Well, I know it's coming to this thing. I'll be honest with you. I already know.
Oh,
about
I
that.
have been waiting.
So, dude.
so so this is a great segue into this topic, I guess.
Wait, hold on.
You have another
Hold
question
Did
on
we talk
Twitter.
about the Toonami stream?
We can leave that for
What?
later.
Yeah, hold on. We
Yeah,
have
we
another
kind
question.
of segued, but
over it.
Hold on, what's the question?
let's hear
What's the
what
question?
let's hear what Twitter asked, and then we'll move on to that topic.
Yeah, because I gotta
Question
leave after
is,
Sword Art Online.
Do you
so.
think Toonami would have any interest in airing Baki if they had the chance?
No, it's too. brutal.
2018.
It's way too brutal. You can't do it.
Well, if Baki
Oh,
Baki is a Netflix exclusive, so
Yeah.
that's
That's
already
what I said. Yeah, that's what
That's
I
not
I
happening,
agree.
man.
It's a
If they-
Netflix exclusive. I don't think it's happening.
What they could probably see. This is what I don't understand. Why don't they have their hands with like? It seems like they're buddy with Funimation. Funimation, but not other things, which kind of angers me. I don't know if like.
Well, I
someone's
mean,
dating
they're
them.
buddy with Crunchyroll. They're making a
They-
Blade Runner anime together.
Yeah.
They have hands. They have a good relationship with a lot of production companies. It's just
competition. It's just competition at the end of the day.
With who? With who? With who?
Well, let's see. You
Netflix,
got
Netflix is making their own stuff.
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm talking about cable news channel.
Well, they have no competition there, but
Exactly.
we're talking about the online streaming world, which is where
But
anime is moving on to.
but online streaming world. Don't get me wrong, but 85% of the people on there are watching subbed. So dub is a small minority.
I
The
always
thing is-
go for dub. And originally, Verve was my center for every anime dub or sub. But,
Yeah.
you know,
and
Crunchyroll, so-
also these streaming companies are making their own animes,
But
their
don't
own
get me-
anime
don't get
as
me
well
started
to
with
add
their
to the
own anime.
competition.
Yeah, I
You know,
live action
Netflix,
Cowboy Bebop, anyone?
Netflix, I believe, has a hands in like 7 Deadly Sins and things like that.
No. What they did was they ended up licensing it and funding some of it, and you know what they did? They released it solely. This is what these fuckers do, and it really angers me. You have to have a VPN to get to it because some of these things are region locked just to Japan. They have this really cool like mecha show that Netflix funded. Guess where it's releasing? Oh, only in Japan. TBA for
Well,
everything else.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is
Dragon
retarded.
Ball.
This shit is on the fucking internet.
I agree with you. Like, I mean, that's a fair criticism, but the point that I'm making though is
It has
that
Evangelion, so I love it.
It's
But other than that,
well, hang on. The point that I'm making though is that like, you know, Hulu, Netflix, the streaming services and all that, they're all trying to make their own content pretty much, and it's kind of hard for Toonami to kind of reach out and pick shows because shows are getting picked up. We remember when Toonami tried to get Sailor Moon Crystal? They couldn't because Sailor Moon Crystal got picked up beforehand.
Why did we try to get Sailor Moon Crystal, but I can't get a fucking comedy show?
Because the original Sailor Moon played on it. It made sense.
I know that, but I'm just saying though that like that pisses me off a little bit. But continue.
But the point that I'm making though is that
I do have to agree with Shadow, just for the sense that, like, I get it, nostalgia, but Sailor Moon would stick out like a sore thumb.
I
watched
get
Sailor
that.
Moon as a child because I thought they were hot as hell, and I wanted to bone most of them as a child. Okay, so that's my experience.
Okay, this stream was supposed to be
Toonami Squad After Dark.
No, to be honest with you, most kids did that. I mean, that's what you do as a kid. You're like, that's a cute girl. And then he fights evil. I mean, what's the downside?
Yeah,
okay, we get that. Way off topic now.
You guys are missing the point though. The point that I'm making is that this anime market with the streaming service and everything is much more competitive than what Toonami had to deal with way back when. Really, Toonami was the first one that brought anime to the States. Pretty much, they introduced us to
that and Disney
anime.
XD. That and Disney
now,
XD back in the day.
Now everyone is in jumped into this well of content and shit like that.
Up with
I
them
would say
and
like
a billboard.
They are partnering up with them, but it's hard. It's harder now than compared to back then. It's not that simple.
Not every deal is made the same. So, I mean, I've been watching like Dororo on Amazon, and I love it. It's really great. I think it would have been great, but on Toonami, but it's on fucking Amazon. Amazon purchased the rights for the show.
I would argue
it's a really good series.
It's not only a difference between.
It's so good.
Hey, I'm back from a Bluetooth headset because I had it charging. Am I sounding better?
Hey there.
Oh, I would argue the difference isn't just when Toonami was the first one to bring anime on TV. There's a clear difference between when Toonami came back and now. That's the key difference. Like before,
in 2012, I feel like there was far less competition. You had Crunchyroll, which was their competition, but it's like Netflix really didn't grab that much, and Amazon fucking did not fucking care as much.
Exactly. Now Netflix is pouring in. Amazon is trying to get everything. Like right now, before it was like 2 people. Now it's literally
No, but
Everyone.
all other
most of the-
streaming services.
most of these series do not have dubs yet, so like there's no excuse in my opinion.
No, but the thing is that a lot of the streaming
Rights.
companies, what they do is that
They buy the
They-
master rights for it for streaming.
I
So
know,
and
I
then,
know
and
that.
then they dub it
if
themselves.
they license a show, it is completely theirs forever.
I
It
know,
goes
I
for
know.
Amazon and Hulu.
I'm just saying though that
Wait,
it's-
but didn't that happen with My Hero and then like
Yes,
Well,
that's-
My
came to
Hero is
Toonami?
not fully owned by a streaming company. Like I'm saying, like full on a show that a company like Netflix or Amazon directly paid money to have it on their service. That's theirs. That's theirs forever.
Like,
or for
yeah.
as long as they keep the license to it.
Pretty much, yeah. But and that was the point that I was trying to make when I made the Sailor Moon comparison and all that. The market is much more vibrant now. Everyone's trying to get their hands in this well now, as compared to back then, and that's why it's hard for Toonami, because Toonami is still relatively small compared to like Netflix and Crunchyroll and all the other, all the other hands that are dipping into this well.
you got to spend money to make money, though. I mean,
Somebody asked, "What are the
That's fair,
chances?"
but I'm just saying
hold up.
it's hard for them. Toonami is lucky that they have the connections that they do have from their past, like
They have a
Production
great
IG,
relationship
Maki
with-
Terashima.
Yeah, they had a great relationship with Production IG, and they really
Well,
did
they
want
still
that like
do,
Ghost in
considering
the
you
Shell
know.
anime, but they couldn't afford it, and that's disappointing. But whatever, it was what it's what you can
what
do.
Ghost in the Shell anime?
The new one coming to Netflix sometime in 2020, I
it's
think.
gonna be bad though. Don't
Somebody
worry.
asked, "What are the chances of Toonami getting Promised Neverland?"
Oh, very
Maybe.
little, but it'll be really good.
Maybe, but like it just started in
Hard.
sub
No,
form.
but that has a lot of rights issues to it, and that is a really big show. That's going to be fought over like tremendously.
Yeah, like
It's
same with
also an
Aniplex has
Aniplex
full
show,
rights
which is
distribution, so-
usually way more expensive than other shows.
Oh, Aniplex,
One
dude, that's
person at a time, please.
No.
highly.
Everyone at the same
That's not
time.
how this works.
Imagine getting
So-
a Fate series on Toonami, and you know how much a Fate's DVD costs. I mean,
I
this,
like
Started.
But
yeah.
that's
I've
know-
been,
you know-
I've been,
you
I've
know
been a big
what?
advocate
all
for Fate.
those.
So funny enough, now I'm usually a fan of action anime, and I'm not really a big, fan of like comedy
You're a
and whatever
shonen
else.
man. You're a shonen man.
Well, not just shonen. Like there was some other things. But like the only comedy anime I really liked was Pop Team Epic, because they gave it on there. And then I was seeing on the internet news about the dub. I keep forgetting its name. Konosuba, or whatever.
Oh, Konosuba.
Um,
The dub is terrible. The dub is terrible.
Well,
You
so-
think
that's a
every
hot
dub
take.
is
The
terrible.
dub is
well,
terrible.
Well, let me get back to my story first. So, like, I was curious, so I decided to watch it, and I kept thinking to myself, could this work on Toonami? And then I got to episode 9, and I was like, yep, no, it's not. No, don't.
They've aired worse.
Wait, what happened? What happened to episode? Dude, Konosuba is a parody on the Isekai series, so it basically insults every Isekai.
And it's great. It's fucking
in
phenomenal. It's hilarious.
episode 9, he goes to a shop, an illegal shop where succubus live. And
Oh
he
yeah, but
pretty
that's not a big deal. Who cares?
Yeah, that's
about
not a
that?
big deal. They've aired a guy raping a dead body on Toonami.
No, but there was a scene.
I know the scene where it like
Oh,
goes
so-
there, and I've
Yeah.
seen all the Konosuba. The thing is,
Oh.
if the problem that Konosuba has is that I don't think all these series that people like to see, it doesn't seem like Konosuba and like Ray Zero. Ray Zero would be a good one too if you want to like bring in that stuff. But there's no way we're gonna get that simply because.
It's not really requested.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the problem that Toonami has is it's shonen, where if you add some Nichijou or some nice little comedy there, and there's even shows that are 15 minutes long, where you could do a lot with a 15-minute block.
Well, if Pop Team Epic is like 15 minutes,
Yeah,
and they just
again.
give the
Yeah,
one with the
Yeah,
female voices and the male
I
voices.
think it'd be cool if like with what's the schedule now? They start at 10 now, right? I
It's
remember
11.
correctly. 11.
It's 11
11
p.m.
o'clock. So you have your premiere shows. The
Yeah,
Dragon
the early
Balls,
ones, yeah.
the Dragon Balls, the Attack on Titans, Boruto's, Hunter x Hunter, and so on.
Sword Art Online.
Somebody
Sword
said-
Art
And then and then
Magus
maybe
Bride?
and then maybe you have like
Magus
one
Bride
or
would be good. Magus Bride would be really good. That would be a great one, actually.
Yeah, I recommend that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the opening part of the for the block, it's the the premiere
The
shows,
heavy stuff.
and then like a one or two experimental time, like a experimental
Slayer.
hour.
Goblin Slayer.
Call it experimental hour where they put in like some weird shit like Pop Team Epic, like that Pop Team Epic, that type of show.
Pop Team
would
Epic
be
is
a
on the
good example.
fringes. Pop Team Epic is on the fringes of any type of show ever. Okay, so they had an event.
Yeah,
in
but I'm just saying,
the Akihabara, dude, and there's like
Rise
3,000 people there,
Shield
and they all
Hero.
flicked off people in the air as like a sign of like the start of the event. So 3,000 people in Akihabara flicked off everyone, raised their middle finger. So like they're
Good times.
well, I get that, but the point I'm making is that I think they should split it up where like they have like an experimental hour, and then you have like the reruns towards the later end of the night. So pretty much like premieres, experimental hour, and then the rest is like the old classics.
Reruns.
I just wish I wish they didn't go all PG. I mean, what happened to the Hellsing fans? Like, why can't we get some goblin slaying up in here, some Hellsing, some death and destruction? Like now it's all like, oh,
I think their priorities have fully shifted away from that.
Yeah, it turned into like some fluff thing. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's possible the expanded schedule, because they, instead of trying to gain shows like that, they like Sam said, their priority changed. Because that was
I
during
think
that was
back in
during
like
the
2014. I don't really think they gave a shit about like what content. Like I think nowadays they care more about staying on for as long as possible. And I get
Unfortunately,
that.
One Piece is not coming back.
Shut up!
Oh, I'm so happy for that. Goodbye, One Piece. Rid
No,
of
One
I mean,
Piece.
like, if you want a definitive example of like shows on Toonami that is not going away until Toonami dies itself, it was Naruto and One Piece. One Piece is gone, so Naruto's like the only one.
Yeah, but the problem.
That's actually amazing. It's the one show that hasn't gotten canceled.
The problem that One Piece has is the safety thing. Like right now,
the Blu-rays are like Naruto. Like the dub of it, at least, is like all the way near the end.
Yep.
So like Toonami should just skip all the filler crap and just play
Dude,
canon
they're not
episodes.
doing that.
Yeah,
they're not
gonna
it's like
do that,
45.
Do you think they're gonna
55%.
skip their chance to stretch it out as much as
it's 50%.
freaking possible?
It's 50% of Shippuden. They say I think about 50 or 47% is filler. So it's like
48%.
It's like I'm only gonna eat half of my meal that I ordered at this restaurant. I'm just gonna order it.
As much as I would agree with you, they should skip the fillers because that's what killed One Piece.
But it's keeping Naruto alive.
Yeah, that's the ironic thing. Like, the filler episodes do better than the canon episodes.
The problem is you can't tell the difference sometimes.
Yeah,
I can see the difference clearly, but it's
The
just
only
like,
reason the only reason I know that where they are right now is filler on Toonami is because like either Steven or like someone be tweeting that, oh boy, filler on the way, or like we're a long way from canon or whatever.
But
So, like,
yes, we're in
but
filler
hang
hell.
on.
pretty
We're
much-
deep in filler hell right now.
I pretty much know that like all those episodes with him at sea are filler.
But
It is still better.
Don't you guys find it funny though that how some of us were talking about like, oh, they should have like an experimental hour where they just throw on like some weird shit. Technically, Naruto Shippuden's filler fills that role.
It's true.
I wouldn't consider it weird. It's
We haven't even
Shadow,
reached the
there's
best
a Robo
filler.
Naruto.
It's
It's
true.
not weird.
It is the greatest filler ever made.
Shut up.
It is crucial to the plot of the show.
Steven.
Hold up. So I got two things to say. First,
Steven?
we got to move on.
You know, I feel like we should move on.
Yeah, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Second of all, whoever talked
Steven,
about
Christine Mullins wants to know where you're at, Steven.
Huh?
Somebody named Christine Mullins in the chat wants to know where the hell are you at?
is that like an ex-girl?
I'm right here.
Is that like a bailiff? If a bailiff's coming to serve you papers, man, don't answer the door.
We have too many people talking.
In any event, whoever talked about the Promised Neverland, do not read the manga. All I have to tell you, do not read the manga. It will ruin the series for you. Wait
Too
till all
late.
the crazy shit happens.
I haven't read the manga. It's really good.
Everyone
I've been-
dies.
All right,
I've been
all right,
reading the
all right.
manga
Die.
since the first chapter came out in Shonen Jump.
No, I'm not talking about you. You didn't ask about it. I'm talking to the guy in the chat who asked about it. Because the way that the way that they're adapting it is actually really crazy good. I mean, I have all of them, and because I buy the things legally, unlike someone here that just outed himself. But
What?
well, you have Shonen Jump, so I guess it's legal.
Exactly.
All right. What
But
what topic? Hang on. What
I
We
topic are we
need
moving on
to
to?
move on.
I gotta
Yeah.
go to SAO because after SAO I have to leave and I have to defend this with my pitchfork and spears.
Okay.
All right, all right.
War
Okay,
trenches are
so-
getting ready.
I'm gonna need
yeah.
a turn.
Okay, so first of all, hold on.
Oh wait. What is the topic we're
It's
about to
SAO.
discuss?
Yeah.
Oh boy, let me get in my war trench.
Salt.
We skipped
So
over
let's-
Toonami stream.
All right, boss, go ahead. Do your thing.
Salt.
Wait, what?
Salt.
Well, if you do
Salt.
Toonami stream, dude, I'm gonna be here like 1 a.m. I gotta get up at 5. So
Basically,
Yeah, we're getting into it.
Toonami announced that they're cutting the Toonami stream due to cost. Now, this doesn't affect pre-flight or the simulcast stream of Toonami on Saturdays.
doesn't it cost
Well,
like
I mean,
Yeah, no one cares. Let's go straight into SAO.
did anyone watch it to begin with?
No,
no?
I didn't.
I didn't
Like-
know it existed.
I
Wait.
used to watch it at the beginning, but slowly I stopped.
What sword art?
No,
No,
the,
like
the
the
Toonami
stream.
streams.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it
I've
pretty much just
I
reruns
only-
and marathons of shows?
pretty
like
much,
on-
yeah. Like I didn't mind it. I appreciated that they did it, but I watched it on the block, so there was really no reason to watch it for me anyway.
Like I kind of see why they cut it because hey, no, we're spending money
Yeah, so thank
having
you.
these shows
Yeah.
being streamed online and no one's
Thank you,
watching.
no, thank you. Type
Like I've never turned into the Toonami stream, not once.
Same.
I
yeah.
did a few times.
Whenever I tuned into the Toonami stream, it was always on a random episode that I never saw, and it was from a show that had a complete story, and I'm like, oh, I missed a lot of episodes, so I ain't watching this.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
Jojo.
Toonami stream, they used to air the previous week's Toonami the Friday after, and
They
then
stopped doing that.
for legal reasons, they had to push it back where it was like a whole month behind, and then they just stopped doing it all together.
That's a
Yeah.
stupid
And
league.
they just started marathoning shows.
Yeah.
Well, they've been marathoning.
All right, so moving on. Before
Yeah.
we get into the context, I just want to lay out the timeline. Now, if my memory is correct, you had season 1 of Attack on Titan, and then you done Attack on Sword Art Online, and then you
Yeah,
have
channel.
and then you have Mother Rosario that comes after that, directly after that, and then you have Gun Gale. So this season picks up right after Gun Gale.
This season picks up after
Salt.
Mother Rosario because the anime
No, no, no,
adapted Gun Gale first and then Mother Rosario.
no, you don't understand.
Salt.
Right after Gun Gale. So this picks up right after Gun Gale, where the death if you remember in the end of Gun Gale, one of the people who was part of Death Gun, they had 3 people. They were two brothers and a
Salt.
one of them didn't get picked up, and that's right at that point. The end of Gun Gale is when this starts, because this is the adaptation of the book, and this is the longest. This is, I think, like 9 volumes, and this
Yeah, and the anime is supposed to be like 50 episodes long.
is long.
Oh,
yeah.
great,
We're
it's gonna
in
be
this
there
for
for
the
a year.
long haul.
It's okay. So let me just do my pitch, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you go.
Let me do my pitch. There's no girls, so get rid of all the girls now. So all
Salt.
is-
Salt.
hey man,
Okay,
Salt.
Sam, stop.
hey, man,
Let him talk.
there's no more girls. So there's no harem bullshit. At least at the beginning, there is no harem bullshit. So Asuna, whatever the fuck the other girl's name is that had the dinosaur with her, and then like the Smithy lady, and all those people are gone. And it's basically start off from scratch. So if you have any hate or anything, the guy's a new character, completely new character. Everything.
Oh wait, one
Easy
second.
on the spoilers in the comments.
Yeah, that. You can spoil a bit, but
After-
not
Yeah,
too
don't
much.
do not spoil the show.
Wait, no, the movie isn't canon.
We're saying that
Yeah,
No,
just
no,
don't
no,
spoil
no,
too
like,
much.
of the new season. Don't spoil too much.
No.
Yeah.
I only read the books, and I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying if you have any hate towards the show, all of that is like purged like a fucking baptism because it's like a completely different show now. He's not like a fucking god. All the characters are different. It's a completely different world, different rules, different everything.
Yeah, I've heard that as well for this arc as well. I've read the manga, or not manga, the light novels that they came from, but I do know a little bit about this season, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, so to give you a little perspective, it's not really a spoiler, but the guy that he was talking to in Gun Gale, you know, the government agent dude, they, of course, you know, let's just be logical here. If they had something like this for fun, of course, the NSA or anything else would have it first. So the only thing that they have an implied thing. It's not really a spoiler because it's kind of important, but this is not a game anymore. And this involves Death Gun. And involves the government. And no memory, no nothing. So if you have any... I'm basically trying to tell you, it's a different show completely. Different rules, different everything. The guy's not a fucking god. There's no stupid beater shit like he's beating eggs and stuff and making pancakes or anything like that. There's no harem, you know. So there's your pitch of purge it from your soul, get rid of the bull. And if you read the books that he actually reads in Accelerworld and Sword Art Online, the guy admits during the Elven thing where he like was hot for his sister that he sucks at writing and he sucks at introducing female characters. I mean, this is him saying that in the afterworks of the book.
Okay, hold up. You're telling me that he admitted that he sucks introducing female characters.
He has to have the female characters tied.
Then why the fuck did he write female character? Okay, fine.
Because he's a shitty writer, man. Like, the light novels are not fucking Harry Potter. They're shitty fucking books that you could pick up, read on a plane, and purge from your life.
Thank you for admitting that. Anyway.
Well, the age of the books are like fucking 12 and 14. It's not like I'm reading like Tolstoy or like War and Peace, dude. Like, it's not like very thin. Like you can't know what the hell the guy's saying. I mean, it's very basic writing, basic structure. It's to have fun, dude. You watch a mindless movie to have fun.
No, I know. That's the thing. That's basically gonna be my whole point. When I speak about SAO.
You don't understand. Everything I told you about SAO, new SAO, means that everything in the previous episode doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a completely different show.
No, I know, but look, the topic is season 3, but it's also about
the toxicity. Yeah, because people that join on shit and don't think. I mean, everyone hates shows, but you know,
I
hate One Piece. And I just don't like it because I can't stand the art style. But
that's fair.
That's fair.
Pop Team Epic,
very fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So Sword Art Online, it's so bad that it's good.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I
that's
can agree.
fair.
So, but to hate it because, like, for instance, like the big problem is Sword Art Online is they don't have a level cap, and the whole thing was really just a big shit show. Gun Gale was better, but they had too much talking in the goddamn cave. I mean, all these shows have terrible... The guy writes terrible characters. He builds them terribly. He connects them with relationships. Like Klein. Klein is probably the best character in the whole show, and he gets the least amount of airtime, and he's comic relief.
It's amazing. You're pointing out every single flaw.
Well, that's what it is. I'm telling you, all that flaw is kind of negated in the new one because, first of all, it's been out since, like, 2016. It like finished in 2016 supposedly. At least like volume 18 or 19 came out in Japan.
Well, I won't be able to confirm that until I actually watch the show. But
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. If you hated those shows, give it a chance because it's basically saying that's great. It's kind of like a Broly movie. You start over at the beginning in Broly.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
start over.
I know what you're trying to do, but let's not compare mindless fighting with...
No, I'm comparing the story arc of how it doesn't matter what happened previously to Broly. He doesn't remember Goku. You know.
Because it doesn't...
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, so my perspective on it, I appreciate your pitch. I have not been a fan of Sword Art Online. I have made fun of it since it started, coming to Toonami and everything. But with your pitch, I'm going in with zero expectations. I feel nothing for it, but I will say I will give it a shot and see how it plays out.
That's an honest answer, man. That's an honest answer, man.
And with the whole toxicity thing, like Sword Art Online, I get it. It's not well written, pretty much from all the flaws that Shadow pointed out.
Yeah.
But
It says it in the books. Like if you read the books, I mean, the guy actually
It's-
says it in the books. He's like, I really need this
yeah.
so long. I can't connect characters very well if they're not romantic interests. He made
I get why people don't like it, but it's not worth the reaction where pretty much it just splits the fan base every single time. It's
like the funny is now season 3. I haven't heard many bad things about it because I think people have moved on to other seasons. Because it's not the popular.
well.
It's not the popular.
Yeah,
I hear it.
I'm not talking about the show, but I'm just talking about like the reaction because it was a big hoopla when it was announced and everything. And
Wait, what?
I remember people were freaking out over it.
Yeah, I stepped out again. What are we on now?
Sword Art
Online.
But you know,
Like,
So I just
Exactly.
want to say it's not the Sword Art. It's bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not so bad where it's not so bad to fight over it. Like
tell you-
we went through this with the
yeah,
went
dude,
through
dude,
this
I'll
with
just-
the original 2 shows. Come on, guys.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Looking at season 3, I said that there's no way in hell they're going to adapt like 9 books. The other previous books took 24 episodes, and they're like 4 and 6 books. And you're like, there's no way they're going to do this. But like,
Yeah.
the good thing is though that My Hero Academia has taken over, which for all the things that. Again, that show I could point out 50 different flaws, but because it's like feel good and everyone doesn't hate it already, then it's one of those things where most of these shows, if you want to hate it, I mean, you can hate anything if you want to look at it. I mean, My Hero Academia, the guy cries too much. He's a little wimp, yet he's like a god. And, he falls apart all the time. He has a harem of girls, but he doesn't do anything. Baku, he's just a little asshole. Like, he's just mean to everyone. There's nothing wrong with and then like the other guy just had the Tokido guy. He just has a tragic story getting burned with hot water. Yeah, and like his dad is a complete asshole, and like, so you can hate any show, but like the hatred that Attack on Sword Art,
Yeah.
I understand it, but it's one of those things where I didn't want a season 3. I think it's actually a really bad idea to have a season 3 because it's adapted well. If you read the books, if you know the show, you're gonna enjoy it. I mean, he starts off chopping a gigantic tree, and he goes back to this thing constantly. And he can never make any progress, and he has this friend. He has no memories, so it's basically a new show. It's completely different.
I just want to say something else too regarding to the toxicity. Instead of like going nuts online and everything, do what I do when Black Clover comes on.
Don't watch it.
I turn off the TV. I change the channel.
Yeah.
I don't watch it because Sword Art. As much as people complain about it, people are watching it.
Yep.
And
like
the best thing you could do when there's a show that's on Toonami that you don't like, the best thing you could do is change the channel, turn Toonami off. I'm telling you, because we love Toonami and everything, but Jason, they go by ratings because ratings translates to budget, money, blah blah blah.
And some requests too. Like,
yes,
they do look at requests.
To me, like Sword Art Online, this was guaranteed to happen, no matter what you were. Even if it wasn't requested, they would have gotten it regardless, because Sword Art Online seasons 1 and 2 always did well for them.
Yep, exactly.
What was the big complaints from Sword Art Online? I still don't understand what people got angry about. I mean, they don't get it.
Oh boy,
putting my.
It's pretty much the fans versus the anti Sword Art Online fans.
Pretty much.
Anyway, it's really been one asshole on Twitter who I will not name who's been instigating shit lately.
Yeah, fans are warm.
Not name that person,
yes,
please.
we are not naming that awful person.
No,
so
we don't do that here.
Just move on from him.
We should need
I wasn't naming him.
Everyone's talking. I can't hear anything.
Everyone shut up.
No.
Sam,
Shut
talk.
up, Phantom.
Which
Phantom, you
Sam?
never shut up.
Sam too. Everyone shut up and let Sam to talk.
Lamb too.
Like putting my 2 cents into it. Yeah, I've already stated before I came in. Like, extremely late, so I wasn't around when season 1 was around. I was around when 2 was around, but that's when I was just starting, and I was only watching Toonami at the time for like Kai and Kill la Kill. That was it, and like I never really gave a crap, and I kind of still don't. Like I've always known it was around, but I never was interested. And then seeing season 3 was announced, I was like, oh, cool. What do you know? Like I know there are like a lot of crap shows, but like some people like it. And me personally, like I like Black Clover, even though everyone hates it.
I
So
like
like
the name.
I've been
Yeah.
reading the
I tune
manga
it.
as of late, and
tune.
I really like
I
the manga. The anime I can't really
right.
stand.
now
It's true.
I'll tune into like every new show that comes on Toonami. I always give a chance. Like I'm never just one to shut off every show. Like I never
Yeah.
seen Megalobox before. I've never even well I never really heard it much, but it's on Toonami and I'm watching it there. So you know,
No, absolutely, and that's the whole point of Toonami.
and I mean, if season 3 of Sword Art Online is coming, maybe I'll give the first 2 a crack.
No,
But
no,
that's
no,
all
no.
up on
Don't
me.
watch the first 2 seasons. Just watch 3. You're not missing anything.
Even though I hear there are like some controversial scenes in 3, apparently.
There is one episode that is very uncomfortable to watch with one scene in particular.
To get over it. The problem
Yeah,
that they have
not
is
bringing
so
it up here,
this guy likes to use rape. Okay, let's go over it.
Oh,
It's rape is
God.
very, very
Yeah.
Hey,
There
hold
we
up.
go.
I will
I
say,
feel
like,
it's-
the previous seasons never really bothered me with that because they were never really too
Oh, they
explicit.
always-
This season is really explicit with
No, but
it.
they censored
God.
it. They censored it, so you don't have to worry about that being
Ooh, I
Yeah.
think it's
What
my
did they
turn
say?
to talk.
They were
Well-
saying even when
well-
it sit there, it was still pretty bad. That's what
yeah.
people were
there. Yeah,
saying.
dude, get over it, dude. Watch Goblin Slayer and get over yourself.
I think it's my turn to
I
talk.
hope you're not talking to me.
No, I'm talking about everyone. If that bothers you, they're 2D characters, dude. If you're gonna go rape someone because they have lollipop, you have mental illness.
Oh,
All right.
Can
my
I,
God, it's
Please.
can
one
I
of
throw my
those.
2 cents?
Yeah, let's.
Call the
let whoever-
FBI. Is it one of
let
those?
him throw his 2 cents, please.
Yeah,
Come on.
Never
Can I?
speak. Yes,
Okay.
speak.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it short because basically, Shadow already said all the show's problems. Thing about SAO is, I can see why people would love it, and I can also see why people would hate it. Problem is, SAO is basically it. It's the show. It's a middle of the road show. It's doesn't deserve hate. Actually, no, it's not worth hating, and it's not worth defending. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just if it's basically like the first. I'm not gonna say like the new season, but the first 2 seasons, like first season is basically like every male gamer's fantasy of I'm so good at video games that I got all these chicks who want to be with me.
No. Hold up. He did the old Warcraft in South Park where he basically went to the best places and farmed, and the game is broken. But you know, the problem that I think people have with Sword Art Online is it's much like with other shows where you go on with a certain, like a great example if you actually like paid attention to the last season was Bunny Girl Senpai, whatever that Japanese word. People went into it, read the synopsis, and were like, "This is the stupidest shit in the world." And then what do you know? People watch the first 2 episodes, find out it's really good, and they completely misconstrued what it meant. Where people go into a show and think it's like some deep thing, but Sword Art Online is not deep. This is
No, it's
No.
very like
It's a fuck
it's
show.
like knee deep.
It's
No,
very shallow with
yeah,
its content and what it's trying to say, but you know
Yeah.
what? It's entertaining.
That's
I
what I'm
can
saying.
deal
That's
with
the
that.
thing.
It's like a Kevin Hart movie. It's not really good, but it's funny in parts. You know?
Yeah.
People still go to it though. People laugh in the theaters, and you look at them like that wasn't funny. But you know, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I mean, I don't really understand the big hung up people had with Sword Art Online because, I mean, I understood that the whole harem thing, but after a while, you get used to it. This shit is normal.
Wait, what?
Protagonist.
Wait, what?
He has basically a harem of. Okay, so
Yeah.
the author, you missed this, but the author literally wrote, I believe it was in volume 3 or 4 of the Afterword, and he said that he's very bad at introducing a female lead without tying her to Kirito because he's the protagonist. So he basically said he cannot introduce a female character with character building without having a solo relationship. So what he does, this is sort of online. Kirito meets a girl. She has a little arc. Kirito meets another girl. She has her little arc. Kirito meets another girl, has a little arc. While the main arc is going, and then they have conflict resolution, and then all of them go up happy. And then in season 2, another girl, Kirito has a new arc with her. Kirito has a new arc with her, and then the arc goes along. So it's basically.
So I see why you call it a harem.
Yeah.
Oh, he's married to one of them, but he can only introduce new characters.
In the game, he's married to one of them.
Spoiled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
sort
I'm
of
not
online.
giving
Who
it- I'm not-
cares?
Joking,
No, but
Lord.
in any event, that's how it goes. And if you go to other, I mean, dude, this is no different than a dungeon crawling video game where it has a very simple, repetitive atmosphere. That if you go in and expecting some crazy story that's going to change your life and make you cry, like
Oh no,
God, and
no.
like you, it's kind of like fool you twice, kind of shame on you type thing. Where this is like your fault. It's not sort of Online's fault. It's like you want some epic drama that's going to change your life. Where it's like this is just to make you feel good and to like not pay attention to the world for a while.
Shadow, I really agree with you because ultimately Sword Art Online to me is just a power fantasy. It's a power fantasy show.
Basically.
It's meant to be that.
Dude, I mean, the problem that they have is if you read any of these light novels where most of these adaptations come for, this is a feel good thing that someone's going to read on a bus or a thing of conquering something that you can relate to in your life a little bit. You can see a little bit of yourself throughout, like sprinkled. And like, oh wow, I can understand that. I can see that.
Which is why like Kirito's so bland as a main protagonist because you're supposed to insert yourself into his role.
Dude, the way I see it is, there's when they have background characters and sometimes they don't even draw the face; they have the hair and the shadow in the eyes.
That's Kirito.
Yeah,
you do have to understand that this is how they make these characters because
Kirito is basically every background character from every anime ever.
or a visual novel.
If you watch other shows that are based upon this isekai kind of relationship things, they base the characters so bland that it can be anyone and you can see anyone being that. And it makes it so you can understand, relate, go on the journey, not really have to think. It's not like you're reading Great Gatsby. I mean, you're not doing anything that's strenuous. You're not.
Okay, wait a minute. Like I like to point out that you're not selling isekai right now. Like by saying that the main character is made so bland on purpose, so that
I
you
mean,
can
not every
insert
isekai is
yourself.
like that, but a majority of it is like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that is not a good way to convince other people to watch isekai. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to don't go with that approach.
I mean, dude, if you expect something massive to happen, this is how these things think. This appeal to a market, and the reason, dude, look at Ray Zero. Look at the main character of Ray Zero. The guy is one power is dying. Okay,
that's fair.
These shows are designed for this market. I mean, people have to understand this. If you want some kind of epic thing, you can watch Evangelion. Evangelion is the complete opposite. You could watch.
It's coming to Netflix.
Oh, that's why I'm getting Netflix. I know, but you can watch Gundam. You can watch Fate. All these other ones. If you want that, you go that. You don't go to a Taco Bell and scream for hamburgers.
Well, actually, wait. You can actually do that. They're not going to give you the hamburger, but you can do it.
So I just wanna like kind of say I just kind of wanna give a story that's completely unrelated. Well, kind of related to what he just said. I work at a Popeyes, and one day someone came in and was ordering Arby's food, like literally saying, I want this sandwich or whatever.
Could I get the steak Reuben?
Get a Whopper with cheese.
And we had to say, sir, this is a Popeyes, not an Arby's.
You don't live there.
And then the best thing. After that, he goes, "What's Popeyes?"
Florida, man, that's a crazy state.
Signs everywhere.
No, that's the problem that people have with isekais, travel to a different world. These type of shows where they're made for the mainstream person to relate for a while, teleport a little bit there, understand it, have fun, not be affected traumatically, like Goblin Slayer, all these things that make you feel horrible. Like, ugh, you're like, oh, that was hard. Like you cry and all this stuff. It's made to feel good. You want to feel good at the end of this rather than feeling dirty and needing a shower.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying the bar too low. I'm just saying though, if you want something that's crazy pontificating about the meaning of life, this is probably not your show. But if you want a good watch that doesn't strain your mind, it's the difference between me watching a Miyazaki film and then watching like a Dragon Ball Z film. You know what's going to happen in Dragon Ball Z film.
Yeah.
Shadow, the
Okay.
ambassador of Sword Art Online. Jesus fucking
Basically.
Christ.
So can I finish my part?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
Go
I feel
ahead.
like we had a long
We
pause.
need to
Um,
move on.
I know, and I
Well,
want to finish
yeah.
my thing.
Well, yeah. Let's Silver
I'm
finish.
not going to die on this hill. Okay, I'm going
After
to.
after
Let
Silver
me
finishes, I have
finish. God
something I want to
damn it.
Yeah. Let Silver finish, and then Boss, you can go.
Anyway, yeah, I can see why people would like it and why people would hate it. The one thing, because here's the thing, I like the first part of season 1.
That's the most common thing I hear. I just want to point that out. It's the most common thing I hear.
Season 2, I actually liked most of it. To me, what has constantly broken the show, for me, in various moments, and I hate that it's gonna sound somewhat like that crazy hater on Twitter, is the constant repeating of rape or attempt rape. No, but hold up, let me finish. Cause here's the thing, like, it's one thing. The issue with it is, if it I'm not. This is gonna sound really weird. I'm not against that happening in anime.
Yeah.
The problem is how you handle it. Because in Sword Art Online, I haven't seen the 3rd season, but when that happens, when rape happens in Sword Art Online, it's not treated as the serious thing.
Okay, yeah, but
it should be.
Okay,
Instead, it's like if someone punched a person and that's it. Like when that shit happens, every person who's gone through that stuff, there is the side effect psychologically and that stuff, and that's the main issue. The guy kept using it, and the problem is you don't see the effects of it. They just treat it as if they just got punched in the face.
No, hold up. So
and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
That is a very huge problem. Like I have. Here's a good comparison. There's this anime called Maria the Virgin Witch.
Yeah.
And in part of the story is basically like, at some point they hear, if I'm not mistaken, that apparently a witch loses her magic.
Yeah, if she doesn't become a virgin, if she loses her virginity.
If she loses her virginity. So they sent a soldier to rape her. They don't clearly show it, but it's implied. And after that, the rest of the story is like, that one event affected her during the rest of the episodes. There's a clear effect. There's a bunch of shit happening in the background, but it shows that it had a clear effect on her. But in Sword Art Online, it happens, and it does. And after the first 2 minutes, it doesn't show any effect on the female characters, and that's a huge problem. It's like, I get it; he's terrible at writing. He sucks with this kind of stuff. But if you can't, if you can't
execute that material, and
don't even try.
Don't even try it. Don't even go there. Yeah.
Okay,
If you can't execute a delicate topic like that properly, you shouldn't even try. There are many ways, many other things he could have done. But the fact that he kept repeating it and making the same mistake and ignoring the fact that it's fucking rape, it's just like, I don't know about season 3, but in the previous seasons, that is a huge problem. You can't just pretend it doesn't exist. And from that, I can see the big problem with a lot of people when it comes to SAO. And that is and I can easily see that as a source of hatred because that is not a way to handle rape.
No, I
That is a
understand.
big thing.
Hold up.
All right, yeah,
Let me just
let
let me
Shadow
get my
go.
2 cents in. First of all, he's already addressed this, okay, and he's apologized. So not making it right or anything, but at least he did that. Second of all, using it as a plot device is not good, but also we are not of the same culture as him. Not going to give it an excuse. I'm just pointing out that that is a different culture, and their culture is very hierarchical. Men are basically better than everyone. Not saying it's right,
Hashtag me too.
but
Again, I don't like to say that.
that is just the fact of reality. Second of all, why don't we see more complaining about Game of Thrones? Then? I mean,
Well, I
where are
mean,
all these
Game of Thrones
where are
is
all these
like
other issues
different.
here? Because Game of Thrones doesn't get any shade like this, and whether it's right or wrong, you're gonna have to spread this equally. If you're gonna hate the show because of 5 minutes, I understand that. People had that problem with Goblin Slayer, but Goblin Slayer didn't use it as a plot device. Goblin Slayer, this is the world. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This shit is brutal. This is how it's done. Okay, and if you don't like it, you don't have to come here to this restaurant anymore. So I understand rape is terrible and all that stuff because of course it's terrible. I mean, it's I would rather be murdered personally, but that's my personal philosophy in that matter. But if that's such a big deal, spread that shit equally because Game of Thrones has lots of rape in it.
I think it's
Game of
like a
Thrones-
different
dude. They're two.
game. Hold up.
So Game of Thrones is way worse because there's 3D.
I know, but hold up. Game of Thrones
So-
can't be forgiven either. But
Okay,
I think
so
it's more of an. Hold up. I think it's more of an issue of like, and it is a weird thing to say, but I think it's more of an issue of ages. Like it's a bit harder to see a teenager going through rape than in a show that's already brutal from the beginning.
Well, yeah, that I was actually going to mention that.
Wait, no, but the fact of the matter is, there's other things. There's another show that I could point out that no one complained about back then, but Grand Crest, whatever order, that show, I actually stopped watching on episode 15. Okay, and if you're gonna watch it, I'm gonna ruin one part for you. One guy says to the other leading faction girl, "You can have my army if I have your body." Okay, and on the top of a goddamn cliff, he rapes her. Okay, and that messed me up so much that I actually stopped it and saying like, this is not the show for me. Okay, and it's like from a mobile game. Okay, so you have to understand that if this is my philosophy, whether I like it or not, I didn't like the Goblin Slayer thing. I actually didn't watch the anime of the Goblin Slayer. I only read the books. I'm like, I'm not going to be part of that. But in their culture, I'm not going to judge what they do because then they're going to come and judge me. If they want to do that, I'm going to live in their society. By all means, whether it be wrong or right, I maybe I don't agree with it, but I put up with it. It's less than 5 minutes of the entire show. So if it affects you, about that. Avoid it. But again, this is something where if you hate it because of one thing, that's like hating a hamburger because it has pickles on it. Take off the pickles and move on. I mean, it's a TV show at the end of the day.
That's why I started off with it's a show that's not worth hating, but it's not worth defending, and that's the big issue.
Oh, absolutely, it's not worth defending at all. I mean, again, a great show. If you want to see a terrible, terrible show that's indefensible, if people like it, is Strike the Blood. I mean, the girl says the same line, "Senpai, this is my fight," and then they beat the guy, and it's so repetitive, it's so bad. But yet people still like it because they know what they were getting into. If you that's the whole thing I'm trying to tell people is if you rate a show like, for instance, Dragon Ball Z on like how it compares to the Iliad, you're going to be disappointed regardless of if you're a fan of the Iliad or Dragon Ball Z because they're completely different things. One's one's an odyssey about a long journey that has all this like imagery and shit. Dragon Ball Z is just a fun watch. So it's one of those things where if you get into it because you know what to expect, and don't get into it because you think you're going to have some philosophical journey and you're going to come and change the world.
But I think that's the issue when it comes to Sword Art Online and doing rape. You don't really expect that to show up the first time or the second. By the second time, you're surprised there is a second time, and by the third time, you're just why?
There's 2 sexual assaults. I know that because they had 1 and they had 2. I mean, again,
actually, isn't there 3? Because
technically,
like with the first season, there were like 2, and then season 2 was just
there is
1.
3. I'm not counting season 3.
Yeah.
because I haven't seen season 3. But that's like the main issue because the
Oh yeah.
the shows you said you kind of have that expectation, but in Sword Art Online you don't have that expectation. Sure,
Yeah.
you see players dying and stuff like that, but you don't suddenly. But you're not expecting rape.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
Hang on.
listen, I gotta cut you guys off
Well,
quickly.
since we're on all this, I don't remember there being this much of an uproar when what's her name was straight up molested by her own mother in Kill la Kill.
That's another one. That's another one. See, these are the things that people like to find out things to hate. It's not you can't defend these things. But again, if you're so offended, don't watch the show. But to go around and scream about this is like I'm a big believer. If you serve your time, you get out. I shouldn't go harp on it. But again, this guy is a shitty writer. So let's kind of put this in perspective here.
Yeah.
Kill la Kill's thing, the Kill la Kill, you kind of expected because 30 seconds of seeing that mother and you think, oh no, she's creepy.
It's a trigger show.
Yeah.
Dude, Asuna was hanged up by the fucking ceiling with chains and shackles. You telling me you didn't expect that was gonna come?
First time I didn't expect it. Second time I'm like, I don't like where this is going.
Hang on.
By third time I'm like, why?
Hold on. Let Sam 2 go.
Okay.
Oh no, I actually am not putting my 2 cents in this. I was just saying that I have to get off because I gotta be somewhere in the morning. So I'm taking an early leave.
Yeah,
so,
I actually have to get off really.
Y'all have fun. Continue to discuss.
Well, I just wanted to address one other thing.
Okay.
And just one sentence I have on the last topic. No, it is not playing anywhere in my freaking area, and that's all I have to say. Anyway, I gotta go because it's already too late. So goodbye.
Adios. Thanks for coming on, Sam 2. Appreciate it. Okay. Boss, go ahead. Boss, you good?
The reason for that is because Hulu and Netflix got the rights to Gun Gale.
You're talking.
They may eventually get it, just like with My Hero Academia. Hulu had the rights at first, but then Toonami eventually got it. So
this series right here, Gun Gale Alternative, this series is probably one of the best SAOs ever because it has nothing to do with the SAO arc. And guess who wrote it? The guy who wrote it actually called the guy up and said, "Hey, dude, can you let me write off a spinoff?" The guy's like, "Sure, let me write a spinoff." So it's one of the most beloved series because the Reki didn't write it. So
that makes way too much sense.
Dude, I know. But imagine if someone called you up and did your stick better.
That's actually hilarious.
If you want a good Sword Art Online, you watch that one. The books are actually really good as well. But that is a good dude. You have to understand, Reki's a shitty writer. So these things he uses it, and the guy apologized. I mean, he should have apologized before. This isn't a hentai. This isn't like shit that you should expect to happen. Goblin Slayer, if you knew about Goblin Slayer, the problem Goblin Slayer had was they had to put a disclaimer on it was people thought it was like, oh, this is another isekai. This is going to be great. It's like How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. It's going to be funny, comedic, Konosuba. And then you find out that everyone in the party gets killed in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Literally.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, that was all over the internet. But it's one of those things where...
Yeah, but I'm good at avoiding spoilers.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is you can't defend any of this stuff. I'm just saying, though, that to hate something like this... I mean, it's like a clown doing balloon animals, and you don't like balloon animals. Like, dude, it's a fucking clown at this point.
If you don't like the show, don't watch it. Yeah. Nobody's forcing you to watch it.
Also,
move on with your life and go do something else.
Also, if you skip that one thing, most of these scenes have no meaning. That's why I am personally offended by them being included, because they don't add anything. If you read all the books or anything, they don't do anything. They don't do anything at all. The only reason why Asuna was assaulted to get Kirito angry. How ridiculous is that? How absolutely absurd and ridiculous. The guy sniffed her goddamn hair in the hospital.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
what is wrong with like that? So that's undefendable. But like again, this is a different culture, and that creepy shit might happen there. I have no idea. But if they're not angry, I'm not going to get all up and angry because I mean I'm not going to offend their culture. I don't know about their culture. I mean, dude, most of the world consenting age is like 15. I think that's insane. I think that's ridiculous.
And you have to remember, to put it in perspective, people don't know shit about Japan. Only until 2000, I believe, 14, they became one of the final countries. I think there's still like 4 left to make child pornography illegal. So this is the country that we're dealing with. So
To actually, to be fair, most people just know Japan by watching anime, and that is literally the worst way to learn about a country.
Yeah.
Watching anime
I think we
does
can
not
all
represent Japan at all.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that front.
I can easily imagine a bunch of anime nerds going to Japan thinking, "Oh man, I can't wait to get that Emusphere they showed in Sword Art Online." Oh my god, it's just actually. I wish I could record that.
To give you another story about what happens in Japan, they had this famous guy. He was, I think, the treasury secretary in the Diet, in the government. So, like, the head treasury guy. He's Stephen Mnuchin in our government. And he actually said, "Oh, can I touch your breast?" to this, like, reporter while she was interviewing him. So, like, this is the type of country that we're dealing with. So, make no illusions that,
Japan is horny as hell.
No, it's one of those things where guys do whatever the hell they want. They think they're entitled to it, and especially if you're in power. So, I mean, you have to put things into their view of the world. And, whether it be wrong or right, you agree with it. I mean, I just want to put that out there. If you want to accept their anime, you better accept their personalities, too. Yeah.
No, it's
fucking gross, dude. That's the only thing I have to say. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to hate, specifically Sword Art Online, to that show specifically, it's more of a it's not the single issue. They just, on top of everything else,
but all the other stuff.
Then that's what makes up the hate. Like, when you pile it up, you can see why they hate it. Yeah. That's the issue.
I think people hate it because they want to be in a bandwagon, and it makes them feel better. 100%. That's why it happens.
I think it's a little. I do agree with you, Shadow, but not the entire hate group, because I think part of the hate comes from what Silver mentioned as well.
Yeah, I know, but if you put it into perspective, the guy is a shitty writer. All these things add up to the fact that if you take this massively seriously, that's what makes the rape even worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree, because to me, it just seems like rape for him, for the writer, it was basically like a bag of tricks that he kept pulling out whenever he couldn't figure out anything else.
It was a plot device, okay?
Yeah,
so
and I believe that, and that's the thing, and I think that's really the main reason why people hate it so much, because he used it as like a plot device when it is a way more serious issue, especially in an anime. And going back to like Game of Thrones, the tone of Game of Thrones is completely different from Sword Art Online. I'm not saying it's justified in Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones being more serious and all that, like that stuff, it's just a brutal world, where Sword Art Online is the complete opposite of that. And then he pulled this thing out of his writing hat, and then he kept on repeating it whenever he ran into a writer's wall. I think it's a valid concern. Yeah, a valid criticism.
I understand all that stuff, but I still think the fact that I come and defend it and it's like a miracle is something that I find to be ridiculous, because it's one of those things where anyone's going to hate the popular thing, and God forbid if someone doesn't hate it. I mean, dude, I own all the books. Someone says like, "Yeah, dude, it's a shitty show." I don't give a shit. I like it. Like, it's one of those things where
that's fair.
It's one of those things. That's what people have a problem with. It's like, well, you like that? Oh, you're on the bandwagon. I'm like, no, I like it. I'll admit that it's not the best thing in the world, dude.
Wait, hold up. I need to let me read you this last comment in the chat. It's like Ito Mashima's mentality. Boobs equal story progression.
That's how it is. No, I'm not joking. That's how it is. Each girl, if you watch the show, and you'll see that every time he meets a girl, he has like a small story arc with them during the main story. And all the new ones, look at a Liz who built his sword. He broke his sword. He goes to a Liz. He sees Asuna. She falls in love with him like after one hunt. Okay. one hunt, he goes and finds a girl with a dinosaur. She in the middle of like a forest. She needs to resurrect the dinosaur. So he has an arc with her. I mean, literally, it's basically a bunch of arcs with girls that continues the main story onto the next adventure.
May
Though
I have
I
a
will say
full-on
this.
suggestion about this because we've been going on with this for far too long.
Let
We'll
me say
discuss
one
more
thing.
about this next time.
Let's him
But
finish,
let,
then
but let me
Okay,
say this
go ahead.
one thing.
Okay.
Despite
this is the last thing. Just making this clear now. This is the last thing.
the last thing. Despite all the hate and despite all the love, we all have to agree on one thing. Sword Art Online Abridged. It was worth having the terrible show for that one parody.
Material.
It's amazing.
It was worth it 100%.
If the only thing I have to say is if you want to avoid that because you're not gonna watch it dub, skip over that entire episode and give it a chance.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Anime Savior from Toonami Faithful commented in the chat. He said, "Fan service can get pretty ridiculous in anime sometimes, and this is far from being an SAO problem."
Yeah.
For sure. But like I said, to
genre.
close this out,
Yeah, go
SAO
for it, Sam.
has its problem. SAO has
We
its
will
problems.
destroy it. Nah.
Silver, shut up. Go
No.
for it, Sam. Go.
SAO has its problems. I still like it. It's a dumb show. It's entertaining as hell. But I'm not going to offend it. It's just one of those shows that I can pop on, enjoy, and not think about it.
Exactly. That's what it's meant to do. That's the ideal isekai, which you just described is what every isekai writer wants to make. So
Okay.
anyways,
And
I got to go.
I think with that said,
let's
with that
move
said,
on.
this concludes that topic.
Yeah.
No.
Let's move on to a smaller final topic.
Oh God!
Later. By the
Let's
way,
end up with good news.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
So,
Let's end it up with good news.
Which is?
Sort of.
Hunter x Hunter the movie
is getting the most limited release you could think of.
Like,
How
not
limited?
even playing in New York City limited.
It's
like,
not even
Holy
playing
not
in the
even
shit.
playing in Chicago limited.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The closest theater that's playing it is at Ann Arbor, which is in Michigan.
No, not worth it.
No.
Oh man.
I don't know what's going on with Viz because their movies don't seem to have a wide theater release.
I mean, this list is literally being released nowhere.
I wonder if all the hype for Hunter x Hunter died at some point.
Well, like I said, it's being overshadowed by Brawley. So
I guess, but it's not like those two films can't compete with one another. Hunter x Hunter never stood a chance in the first place. But even still, like, you could have at least given
we have
this
a question
like
on Twitter. Are they playing in dinner theaters? Pretty much.
I think a big issue, specifically with Viz, when it comes to releasing movies, usually when they do, it's only it's either only in the big cities or in the most unexpected, faraway place possible. That's at least in a big city like Chicago has 5 million people. There's bound to be at least 100 people who want to watch the movie.
I'm surprised it's not even
the
playing at
same
the
thing for
movie
New
box,
York.
at the music
Like,
box because
Same thing
they-
with New York.
You have 5
Hollywood,
boroughs
like-
to choose from with many theaters, yet you don't choose one?
Yeah, Viz is really weird when it comes to
Yeah.
movie releases.
anywhere by me either.
Yeah.
What's the
I
website
just-
link?
Hold on, I'm sending it.
Okay.
Because I want to see that for myself.
I
Yeah,
sent
for
Viz
me.
a message on Twitter, like an actual tweet, telling him, "Hey, what's the issue with the microcosms of limited theater releases? Because that's a problem."
Yeah, like for me, the closest
I'll-
theater to
I'll
me is in
email
the
our
middle of
contact and see
nowhere
what they say.
in North Jersey somewhere.
and that's not even anywhere close to where you are.
Exactly. Like, it's impossible for me to even go there in the first place. It's ridiculous.
With this, is basically either the biggest cities or the most unexpected places and the most inconvenient.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not I'm not saying release it like Broly, but at least take into consideration like some, if not in the big cities, close to the big cities, like just anything. Have it for only a day, but in multiple theaters, widespread, or just literally anything besides. Let's put it in the smallest town farthest away from the biggest population. That is not a way to sell tickets.
Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio, and Tennessee.
Can you repeat those states?
Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio, and Tennessee. Is what I have showing up.
So only those. That's just bad.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, 5 states out of 50.
Like the lesser Funimation films had better releases.
Yeah. Like at least they came to Chicago.
The G Kids movies have better releases. I mean, Viz, you gotta step up your game.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, by the list, I'm actually, I don't know. I'm actually expecting one of those movie theaters to be in, I don't know, in the middle of the Great Lakes. Literally. Like, there. They're picking the most inconvenient spots to show the movie. Let me guess. Are they showing it in the Bahamas for no reason? Like
No,
what's the farthest place legally?
Like, it's ridiculous. There are people who want to see this movie, yet the access to see it is nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Say, this is stupid. I need to see this shit.
And I think with that, we are done with this topic, and I think we are done for tonight.
Time for After Hours.
Toonami After Dark.
Oh, great. I can finally bring out my porn collection. Okay, good.
And with that, this concludes this episode of the Toonami Squad podcast sessions. Before that happens, Sam one should be ashamed of yourself.
How dare you? It's a
hobby. I am your host, Eric Gacy, also known as eRockstar5 on Twitter. Follow me and just follow my shame that I will post after Sam's lame comment. Fuck you.
I'm still hearing like the echo, and it just sounds like this is like the announcer's just like, I had way too much to drink.
So somebody just posted in the chat, not sure if this is appropriate for the channel, but here in Colorado we have cannabis-friendly theaters where you can watch the Cowboy Bebop movie or other anime while drinking craft beer and smoking.
Shit, that sounds nice.
Bitches!
That sounds pretty dope.
That sounds like my type of theater. I will go down to Colorado then.
Road trip!
The squad takes a road trip to Colorado.
I may not smoke, but I respect the atmosphere that place in Colorado will do.
I don't either.
Much respect, though.
We may have to visit Colorado as a group.
That sounds like a fun plan.
just for the experience.
Yeah. Yo, dude, if you could hook us up, hook us up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, after all that, I think this concludes this episode of the Toonami Squad podcast sessions. We really appreciate all you guys that tuned in and checked this out. Talked
dealt
about
with our
everything.
shit.
Yeah. The 8 viewers that are watching, if you guys stuck around this entire time, we really appreciate it. And yeah.
Also, why did you stick around?
I'm your host, Eric Casey, also known as the Rockstar 5. Intro.
I am Joshua
Outro.
Matthew, known as JMB_70056 on Twitter, founder and creator of Toonami Squad.
I am Optimus Prime.
You're an idiot.
I mean, it's not untrue. I'm Silver Absolution 2 on Twitter. I think that's the handle. Whatever. Next.
Silver Absolute 2.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
what he said.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I work in the morning. Fuck off.
Oh no, you're stuck here till morning.
It is morning.
Steve, hurry up.
I'm going. I'm Steven. Follow me on Estorso5 on Twitter and Instagram.
All
Or
right.
don't.
And
You
with
don't
that,
have to.
and with that, this concludes this episode of the podcast sessions. We appreciate you coming out, and we'll see you next time. Adios, guys. Thank you.